For dinner tonight, we're having no fear, no fail chili. Okay, I call this no fear, no fail chili because of two reasons. It's no fear and it's no fail. Go figure. The reason it's no fear is because I believe that there are individuals out there who are afraid of making chili. I don't know why. Maybe it's because there are other individuals who are actually exceptional at making chili. And so that's intimidating for us average folks and our average cookers, right? So I don't want you to be afraid. Chili can be one of the easiest meals that you make for your family. Now this is no fail chili because it's so simple. It's just extremely basic. I have a herd full of kids and they love this. You can make it spicier if you like spicier food or more mild if you don't. It doesn't need any exact ingredients because you're just dumping and tasting and dumping and tasting and dumping and tasting until you find the right mixture that you like. So I'm going to show you the ingredients I use for this no fear, or what did I call it? No fear, no fail chili. And you can make it too. You'll be able to do it without any fear and without any failure. Okay, now we have the ingredients for our no fear, no fail chili. With any chili, you have basically meat, beans, and tomato, and having the right mixture, the right combination of those things is pretty important. So as far as the meat goes, I am doing 3 pounds of ground beef tonight. I have a herd to feed, and so we're going to do 3 pounds of ground beef, and it's hard as a rock because I haven't taken it out of the freezer in time, so I'm going to have to defrost it first. And with the meat, I like to add a tomato to, again, add the extra flavor into that meat. And because it's cooked in with the meat, the kids don't notice it so much because it's pretty cooked down, pretty solid. Now, any chili always calls for the perfect combination of beans and tomatoes. And again, because I'm feeding such a large amount of people, your numbers are going to be different than my numbers. So that's what the beauty of this forgiving meal is, that you just kind of make it how you like it, and it should be okay. I'm not super specific on my tomatoes. I tonight have a large can of crushed tomatoes. I have a small can of diced tomatoes that have rosemary and oregano in them. And then I have 2 cans of Rotel tomatoes, the mild version, because we don't like ours super spicy. Now, if you guys do like them spicy, go for the hot version. Now, also because I like our soup to be soupier, not so thick, I add a can of tomato sauce to this mixture of tomatoes. And I also will add a little bit of beef broth also as well to make it, again, more soupy, not too thick. And then you have the beans. Tonight I have what do I have here? Black beans, kidney beans, and pinto beans. I have 2 of each because, again, I'm making a big amount tonight. And sometimes, especially if you're a little low on meat, to add the little extra beans makes it a little bit more hearty of a soup. And so it can stretch farther and be a little bit less expensive because beans are always cheaper than meat. Now, then the last thing are the spices. That's what's important to make chili taste like chili. Spices is what makes a chili taste like a chili, right? So, of course, you have the basics. You have salt and pepper. I always have garlic on hand, powdered garlic, because it is just nice to have. I do like cooking with fresh garlic. I love cooking with fresh garlic, but tonight I don't have it. And if you don't have it, then who cares? You have the powder on hand. That will be sufficient. Then come the spices, having the right spices. I always throw bay leaves in. I throw about at least 2 bay leaves in my large pot at the very end and just let them cook. And my mother-in-law always said that the person who had the bay leaf in their bowl is the one who does the dishes after dinner. That sounds like a pretty good deal, huh? Now the 3 main spices are parsley, cumin, and chili powder. Gotta have chili powder. When I first started making chili, I only used like parsley and chili powder, and that was good with all the other, with the garlic and the salt and the pepper. But when I added cumin in, I don't know what possessed me to do that one night, it transformed my chili. It just, all of a sudden, it took it to a whole new level. So I love cumin. You know, that's the flavor that's in taco seasoning. So this cumin is. And so having this in a chili really sets it off as opposed to just using a chili powder. I suggest that. So I do those at the last. So what you have for chili, you have meat, with some onion. You have beans, tomatoes, and spices. That's it. And these are things that you can have stocked in your freezer and in your cabinet for a long time, and then last minute pull them out and make a chili, like I'm going tonight. Okay, now that my meat is browned, really the only thing left for me to do is to dump everything in. I'm gonna dump the tomatoes, dump the beans, dump the spices, stir it up a little bit, and I'm gonna let it simmer for about a half hour, and then we'll have chili. Super easy. First the tomatoes. Didn't open all the way. Tomatoes. Rotel. Another rotel. Tomato sauce. I'm gonna give it a quick stir so I can assess how soupy it is and how much more soupy I want it. So I definitely need it a little thinner, so I'm adding my beef broth. And about a cup and a half. I may still add more before I'm done. Time for the beans. Give it another stir. I think it's a pretty good consistency. I'm happy with it. Now I'm just going to take my spices, and really I don't measure, but what I do is I take the size of the pot and I take it, whatever spice I'm using, and I just cover the spot, the pot, the top surface of the chili with those spices. And that has always seemed to work out. Again, it's not an exact science, which is what makes chili such an easy meal for you to make. Garlic. Can you really overuse garlic? I don't know. I don't know if you really can. I should have probably been born Italian. Pepper. Not a huge pepper fan. I put in things just because I think you're supposed to, but I personally am not a huge fan of pepper. I know there are people that are, but I'm pretty generous with my other spices. So much so that I take the little plastic thing off. Cumin. See, I just kind of cover the whole top of the pot. You can't see it from that angle, but I'm gonna go ahead and just use the rest of it. Put it on my grocery list because I hate not having cumin. Chili powder. It's important, but I think the cumin is really the better flavor, so I prefer that. I don't put as much chili powder as I do cumin. Oops. A huge chunk just flew in. Oh well, this is no fail chili, and it's not gonna fail. Bay leaves. There are at least two, if I can get them out. Kids think it's weird that I put leaves in the chili. And then salt. Just gonna use my salt shaker. You know, if you eat a healthy diet, salt is actually not a bad thing for you. The problem is we get too much hidden salt in the processed foods that we eat. All right, I think I got it. I'm gonna give it a good stir, and we're just gonna let it simmer. I'm gonna go down and get all the things I need for the toppings. Okay, I have my toppings laid out here ready for dinner. Everyone in the family likes to have some type of topping on their chili. I have in the past used crackers or oyster crackers. That was always nice, but I tend to not have those stocked in the house, whereas I always have cheddar cheese that I can shred, some type of Parmesan cheese, and sour cream is a new addition that they have learned to love. So they can do any combination or all of the above, whatever they want. I let them create their own chili after I actually make the chili. Now for me, I am dairy free. I don't eat dairy, and so my option for me, because I kind of like the idea of an extra creaminess to the chili, and cheese gives that creaminess. Sour cream really gives that creaminess, and also the good thing about sour cream is it kind of tames down the spice if you have somebody in your family who doesn't like the spice. But I've been doing avocado. So I slice some avocado, I'll take some pieces, chop it up, and stick it on top of my chili, and that kind of gives that added little cream that, that I'm looking for in my bowl. So, and I'm sure the kids will eat the rest of the avocados. It's a good healthy fat. So in the end, I'll have chili that will have a good source of protein in the meat, some great carbs in the beans, and a healthy source of fat with the avocado. It's a good balanced meal in the end, really. Bon appetit! Off to eat my chili. I certainly hope I don't have the bay leaf in my bowl. Blessings. This is Linda from the Happy Place Homestead. Have a good night.